Hey y'all, it's Jenny. I'm back with another journal flip through, a custom order for SARA. It's a one signature fabric covered, obviously, and it is, let's see, I'll start with the tassel. I added on a tassel on the front that's just clipped with a little binder clip, and just put some little earth tones like the leaf trim, some vintage laces, some SARA silk, some seam binding, some eyelash trim, a little red wooden bead, some twine, a little pearl, and another wooden bead. Y'all know I always tangle these up, showing you. Anyways, she could just clip this on or off. And then I just tied this together with some organza ribbon. And so I stitched this, I backed it with wallpaper to make it more durable. And I used this ticking stripe fabric and just frayed the edges. And I just stitched around the cover. I put some burlap here and layered this vintage little doily here. And then I used this toile fabric. I love those little kids dancing. And wrapped it on around the back. And then I stitched some pink leaf trim down through there with a little piece of this floral fabric on the back. So, getting into it, the front has a pocket right here, and I put some of her, she had ordered an extra ephemera pack add-on, but this is just some of it. I went ahead and put some in this pocket. I made this little envelope. I just stitched and just put a whole bunch of little fun little things in there. And then there's a vintage postcard, a guest check. I put a little clear pocket right here, and she can take this out or leave it, and put a vintage playing card here with this little lady looking out by her cabin. I love that playing card. So there's a lot of stitching in here. I made this little snippet right here, but made it into a tug spot with wallpaper, a little ticket. This is out of a book I had gotten at the estate sale the other day, like a day book, and it's from 1969, so I liked the color of that. And then Sarah, you could glue this down and actually make a pocket right here, or glue something here and leave it. And then here's just, you can see the stitching on the back of this page. I tried the famous Lynette corner pockets here, and then just put a little journaling card in there. There's a Wild Roses book page. I just put some little pieces that I'd gotten at a thrift store a few weeks ago of little quilting squares someone had started, and I just pieced them together and stitched them through there. I cut out some magazine images and backed them with coffee dyed paper, and used a couple in here. There's a sunflower greeting card. She said she liked sunflowers, so that's out of an Ideals book. And then I just glued this Starbucks coffee. I forget what you call this little part. And then I just put that little notepad right there. And then here's a little vintage part of a, I guess it was a tablecloth because it was pretty big. And so I stitched it on and made a pocket out of it. Well, that's stuck on that. And then I put one of these replica of a milk tab on a Rolodex card. Vintage dictionary, a little pearl charm, and I just put this "Oh Happy Day" out of a hymnal book and coffee dyed paper on the back, and stitched it, and then sprayed some orange Tim Holtz distress stain spray, or how, can't think how you say that. Distress oxide spray. This is out of that quilting book I've been using a lot of. This is cut from a piece of fabric I had, and I just made a flip out of it and stitched it on. This is out of a plant book, a little succulent garden, little indoor succulents, some more pieces of a doily. It's out of a children's book, a little sunflower page. And the other page was just writing, so I just put a label and a vellum sticker and a butterfly. This was out of an old cross-stitch book, and on the other side it said summer, so I thought that was pretty, well, it's from 1992, but it just looks, it looks a lot older, but maybe that is getting old. This is out of a Dick and Jane book. They're so cute. I love this image. She said she liked a lot of primitive country, so I love those boots and the umbrella. That's a good idea, the umbrella and those by the door. And then this tag, I love dragonflies. She said she loved dragonflies, so I thought this little poem was cute and just stitched around that. This is out of a vintage magazine. I just glued a glassine bag here and put a Rolodex little collage here with 2 tags and made a tuck spot here, and then in the bag there is some vintage ledger and then this very fragile piece of paper out of a 1960s, I think it was a 60s magazine with this foam. I've chatted with her a little bit, so I think she's the age like me to probably remember one of those phones, so maybe it wasn't the 60s. I don't know. We're not that old. It might have been the 70s. Here's another piece of linen stitched down through there for a tab. Here's the gardening page, and I just stamped "Choose Joy," a stamped piece right there. Washi tape. I washi taped this clear sheet of acetate here. She could put a photo under here, and here's the little bee. She said she liked bees. I just layered these tags with a little button she could journal on. She could stamp right here, and then I put a little garment pin with some pearls, and one of them's lost in it. Oh, there it is. There's 3 little pearls, some little flowers. And then I stitched that down on the back to make a tab. This is a wallpaper page, and then I tore an Edith Holden page to make a pocket and just put a little prayer devotional thing in there. The back of the the back of the wallpaper sheet. Here's the beautiful floral Victorian flower book page. This is I'm on a joy journey. Here is some fabric and laces and some more vintage ledger and some of that paintable wallpaper into a tag. And then this is out of a vintage flower book. And I just glued this little sunflower, a little mini card, like the larger one that's in here. She can write in there, and then I've just put some little labels right back there to make a little tuck spot. Here's another piece of a doily that's cut. There's another piece that I made a tab out of and sewed it down. Here's the center of the signature. I loved this page out of the Ideals magazine. The terracotta flower pots, little, it's either Keds or Converse shoes, and the flowers, the rake, the hat, the daisies. That's so pretty. Like, I would do that now. That's so beautiful. And so that's black and white on that side, and then on this side it's just stitched up with green leaf trim and a flower at the top. And then there's the other side of that page. I forgot to stitch these butterflies with the sewing machine before I put them in the book, so I just drew the little tails. But and here's some more things in here. This paper I got at the estate sale the other day, and then a little prayer card. Here's the other side of that Edith Holden book page on the wallpaper with a dragonfly, a vintage envelope from I don't know, because I cannot read that. Here's a wallpaper belly band with a vintage ice cream thing out of a Betty Crocker book. I cut a circle out of this. I bought a whole roll of beautiful older wallpaper the other day at a thrift store, and I just cut a circle out and stitched it on and made a pocket, and have this printable from Mrs. Coggs with the bees. You can journal on the back of that. I'm sorry if y'all hear my kids yelling for their daddy and me. I don't know what they want. I hope it's nothing bad. They're old enough to, I guess, come up here. I mean, she's married in 20. She can come on up. 21. Anyways, here's the bees of the other side. There's that. That's pretty. This is out of a vintage kids book. And this was just a very old hanky. And so I stitched it on with the pink leaf trim. Here's out of that vegetable garden book, another vintage book page of Inside Your Home. My chairs actually look like that. There's a poem from the other side of the Ideals book page, a wallpaper tab with fabric on the back, a field of lavender it looks like. Here's another piece of a doily with a little key charm. Did some stenciling there. That folds out to that girl swinging. I love to swing still. I wish my husband would build me a swing in a tree. Here's the fabric flip in this book. I love these colors. The reds and the blues and the yellows, the greens. And it looks like there's little bitty dragonflies to me on that lace. Here's the other side of that Dick and Jane book. And then this doily I'm sewed on into a pocket, and then I put this little mason jar down in that. Then stitched another tab of the little boy and girl dancing. The other side of the sunflowers. Some more of that doily trim. Piece of lace and a little sparrow charm. Just punched the edge of this book page. Sewed a tab there. And I love this crock with the dried flowers and the rakes. And then the back page, I just put a pocket on, tore it and inked it, and just put that says grow and that says sunshine. And I think she had a birthday in May, I think. And so I put a little cupcake, another guest check. And then I glued that lace right there. And then I just put some lace. This is not a pocket back here, so I left this blank for her when she gets her extra little ephemera pack to play in and do what she wants with the journal. So, thank you, Miss Sarah. And I will get with you and get this out to you. And I'm still working on the others, one a day. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too. And I thank you all so much for your business. And we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Bye.